In this video, I'm going to be talking about the exact foods that you need to be eating if you want to build muscle and build strength. Now, the reasoning is if you don't have the proper nutrients in your body, you're not going to have as much energy to work out. You're going to feel slower, lethargic. Whereas if you have the proper fuel in your body, you're going to be able not only to do more exercise in the gym, you're going to feel more energy to push out that last rep, and you're also going to recover and build more muscle. So it's vital that you get proper nutrients from your food. Now, a lot of people ask me, should I be taking this supplement or that supplement? If you're not eating properly, you should fix that before you're worrying about supplementing. Now, if you're an Olympic athlete and you're eating an incredibly healthy diet and you're looking for that extra boost, now we can talk about supplementation. But if you're not eating properly, I wouldn't waste my money on supplements until I get all of this nutrition right. Now, the first thing I want to note before I get into this is that I put 80% here because anybody that tries to do 100% perfect is probably going to fail. We want to focus on getting 80% of our nutrients right. Now, if you go to that family member's house and they're offering you dessert, just eat the dessert, but go home and I want your entire fridge to be filled with these healthy foods. Now, it's okay, what I'm saying is it's okay once in a while to indulge and enjoy yourself, but the majority of what you should be eating should be very healthy food. The first thing I put on this list and what you should be eating most of are cruciferous vegetables. Now, these are very important because they actually reduce estrogen in your body and contribute to higher testosterone levels. They're also very low in calorie and very high in nutrients. And those vegetables are like cabbage, kale, broccoli, spinach, cauliflower. All of these greens are packed with so many nutrients. You might want to think about and research whether you should be cooking them, certain recipes that are good with them. But usually I have one salad a day. I buy broccoli slaw, I throw some olive oil, some salt, and some other veggies in there. And that is like my daily multivitamin supplement. I have it all the time. The next thing you want to think about is which sort of oils you're consuming. The types of oils that you are eating is going to affect whether your body has inflammation and is fighting against itself, or whether your body is functioning really well and is able to produce more of the muscle building hormones. So the ones that are going to produce the most muscle building hormones are generally fats that have omega-3s. So fats like grass-fed butter is really good. I also put coconut oil down here. That's a really good fat you can eat, as well as extra virgin olive oil. So a lot of times you might have heard about saturated versus unsaturated. You want to have a balance of both. In this case, butter and coconut oil are both saturated fats, and if you put them at room temperature, they're going to be solid, whereas extra virgin olive oil is liquid at room temperature. The next thing you want to think about is getting some nuts in on a daily basis. Now, nuts are high in calories, but they're also super high in nutrients, beneficial fats. My favorite nuts are walnuts, pecans, cashews, and almonds. If you can eat one of these every single day, you're going to be helping your body. Another nut to eat is Brazil nuts. You just don't want to eat too many Brazil nuts. I think if you eat like 6, the amount of selenium actually becomes toxic because it has so much of it. The next thing you should think about is protein. Now, all the proteins that I'm recommending here are fish for a couple reasons. Number one, they're high in calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. Number two, they're really good for your body because they provide a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. And number three, they have a ton of protein, all the complete protein you need, whereas nuts are what we call incomplete protein. Fish have all the protein. Number four, fish also are not, compared to other animal proteins, they generally are less harmful for the environment. I'm gonna put down another protein right over here, which is eggs. Eggs are another protein that's very good for the environment. It has good fats as well, generally not that harmful for the earth. You can, if you're interested in, helping the earth, I personally am. I always buy sustainably caught fish, usually wild caught, because when they make it in a farm, a lot of the times it's one, not as healthy, and two, it's not as good for your body. And we're talking about muscle building here, so we want to get something that's good for our body. Go with fish and eggs. You're not going to lose. And if you want to be vegan or vegetarian, I completely support that. You can do something like barley, quinoa. Quinoa has a ton of protein. You can also get something like lentils and beans. Black beans are packed with nutrients as well. Mix them with nuts and some sort of rice, brown rice, and those are other good protein sources. Next, let's talk about your carbs. I'm not against carbs. In fact, I eat bananas and kiwis every single day because they got so many nutrients and they're good for you and they help fight off disease and infection. I also eat sweet potatoes, plantain, and yuca, and I definitely recommend those. Are high carb foods, but they're also really high in nutrients. So the general theme that you're seeing from all this is, even though I eat a high calorie diet, I also work out really hard, and I'm getting a lot of the nutrients that I need from my foods as opposed to getting it from supplements. So generally what you want to do is get all your nutrients from the foods you're eating, and if you can eat one of these foods from each category at each meal, you eat some cabbage with extra virgin olive oil, with some pecans, with some salmon, with the sweet potato, boom, you just built yourself an awesome, healthy meal with a ton of nutrients. So if you're ever wondering what you can eat, just look at this chart, pick one of these from each category, and boom, you got your carbs, your fat, your protein, and you got a really nutritious and healthy meal.